This is a tutorial on tweening. We'll do multiple tweenings, multiple positions on the screen. It's going to be called tutorial number 2, new Flash document, and we'll start with a very basic multi-position tween on a oval. So I have a movie clip called oval, and I'm going to position an oval on the screen there, right there, and I'm just checking the parameters here. They should be around minus 230 and minus 70. Let's pick up 10 keyframes, 15 keyframes, insert a keyframe, and let's move that object a short distance. Go back to keyframe 1 and tween it. Go 15 more keyframes, insert another keyframe, bring it down a little bit, go back to 15 and tween it. You know the tweens are working because of this arrow. Back to pick up 15 more, insert a keyframe, bring it back now, sort of looping around, back to 30, tween it, 45, another 15 is 60. They don't have to be even. And move up a little bit over here and pick up 45 again and tween this. Now what we'll do now is send it back to the same position it was, 15 more keyframes, and I want it to be where it was here. So if I highlight it, minus 230, 70. So I'll go over here, minus 230, down here my X, minus 230, and I believe it was minus 70. There it is, and tween that. Now I have that completed. Scene 1. Bring my oval up on the stage, and let's see what it does. It goes down, around, and because it always starts in the same spot, no problem at all. Good. Let's do another one, very similar, and we'll call this a square. Okay. Now this time I don't want the square to start off at the same time as the oval, so I'm going to give it a little delay here. I'll delay it by 20 frames, insert a blank keyframe, and here's where I'll bring my square onto the stage. Select the rectangular object, and there's my square, and I'm going to move that on this side. Give this one here on a 20 keyframes, and insert a keyframe, and let's move it up like this, back to 20 and tween it, another 20, insert a keyframe, down here, back to 40 and tween it, pick up another 20, insert a keyframe, back up there, and tween it, another 20, and this time we're going to have it scoot all the way back to where it started from, and that was 98 minus 32. 98 tab minus 32. I think that's what I said. Let's just check that. 98 minus 32. Now, When this runs, there will be a delay of 20 keyframes. Then the object will appear on the screen, do its loop, and when it reaches here, it'll go back to the first keyframes and would disappear again. I don't want it to disappear. I want it to stay on the stage once it's there. So I got to tell it to come back to frame 20. Let's label this frame as square. And this time we'll insert another layer and call my action script. And what I'm going to do here is insert a blank keyframe, and the action script is going to tell me to go back to and play frame 20. So that gives me my loop. My scene 1. Now hopefully my parameters were good enough that this will be on the stage. Now see, it's just a dot because I'm looking at frame 1 of the movie clip square, which doesn't contain anything, nothing until frame 20. So let's look at it. There's your first one going back and around its business, and there's 20 frames later this comes in. Once it's in, it stays in. Okay, that's how you do multiple tweenings.